If as often as you've been fit, you've been fat, and you want to finally end this cycle of yo-yo dieting, then this video is for you, bro. Hey, yo, what's poppin'? My name is Mickler. I am a single dad on a journey to discover what it means to be a kingdom man. And today's topic of discussion is how to end yo-yo dieting for good. And my first tip is to assess any bitterness or unforgiveness that you have about yourself and your body. How this panned out in my life is there's probably been 5-6 times where I've lost 30 plus pounds and then a few months later gained it back. Lost the pounds, gained it all back. Lost the pounds, gained it back. Go back and forth, up and down, yo, 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 yo. And it wasn't until the Lord brought this one memory to mind. And it was literally me, my older cousin. We were just viewing old vacation photos of us. And there was a specific photo of me sitting on the beach. And they buried me on my legs. And I was just sitting there. And he was like, dang, look at all those rolls. And as a 10-year-old boy, I didn't know whether to laugh or to cry or to beat his ass. But unknowingly, I was holding on to that moment in time because no matter how often I was fit, I got fat because my identity was that chubby little boy sitting on the beach with all of those rolls. So when that came to mind, the Lord told me to forgive my cousin because unknowingly, he probably just said offhand comment, he didn't mean nothing by it, or he did mean something by it. I don't even know. Maybe my cousin, no, I'm just kidding, is on the spectrum or something. I'm just kidding. The Lord put in my heart to forgive him and let him go. Let those words go, fall to the ground, because that is my old identity. That is no longer who I am. So once I assessed my heart and my mind about this past hurt that I was holding on to, this bitterness that I was unaware that I was holding on to, this unforgiveness that I still had towards my cousin because of the words that he spoke to me, I was still identifying myself as that person, as that old man. So take the time to assess your life too. Were there moments where you were made fun of because you were a little bit chubby or you were on the overweight side growing up? Did family members go to your house and they were literally saying, oh my gosh, you gained weight or you got fat? This is a common thing in Filipino households. I don't know about your culture, but let me know if your family members are as savage as that. Well, they just tell you straight up, you gained weight since the last time I saw you. So assess your life and then ask the Lord, like, what do I do about this? How do I need to forgive them? Do I need to move on? And 10 out of 10 times it's going to be yes, but you may need to reach out to them and talk to them. You may just need to forgive them in your heart. Either or, try to address that bitterness, unforgiveness, that hurt that you're still holding on to, and give it unto the Lord, because it's a care that you're holding on to and he cares for you even more. So give it to him, because that's the old you, bro. So the next step after you kill off the old you is to put on the new. You're a new creation. You are clothed in the new man, so you should have a new man thinking, a new man vision. So what does the 30 pounds, 50 pounds, 100 pounds lighter version of you look like? What does the healthy and fit version of you look like? So take time to really think about what that is. Like, you can sit down and visualize yourself with wide shoulders, that big chest, six-pack abs, that big back, that V taper, you know what I'm saying, bro? If you envision that, despite where you're at in this moment, it will be very powerful, because now you are trying to align your beliefs and your identity with the actions that will come out of that. Because the new man is who you are. This new, healthy, fit person, this lighter version of you is who you are. And now your body will start to catch up to that. Ephesians 4, 19 to 24. Let me read it. Ephesians 4, 19 to 24. Oh, it's next page. They have become callous and have given themselves up to sensuality, greedy to practice every kind of impurity. But that is not the way you learned Christ. Assuming that you have heard about him and were taught in him, as the truth is in Jesus, to put off your old self, which belongs to your former manner of life and is corrupt through deceitful desires, and to be renewed in the spirit of your minds, and to put on the new self, created after the likeness of God in true righteousness and holiness. Man, that's powerful. So it's literally saying that out of sensuality, out of the impurity of your old manner of life, out of these sensual desires, these deceitful desires that you have, you are going back to the old man. You are going back to the old ways. And you need to renew your mind in order to get and put on the new man. So what are these deceitful desires? I'm going to go out on a limb here, and maybe some of y'all are going to be like,
"Ooh, Nicola, that is out of context, boy. You need to go and read up on your theology."
And whatever, if that's the case, call me out, please. But I'm just going to throw it out there and hopefully paint a picture of what this may look like in your life so that you can end the yo-yo dieting cycle. So this could be over with, all right? So food, okay? I'm not going to be that guy who's going to be like,
sugar is the devil, or processed foods are evil.
Okay, that's another topic. What I believe is more detrimental to society is emotional eating. What do I mean by this? A lot of us eat out of a want, out of a desire, instead of an actual need. Whether we realize it or not, a lot of us are eating not out of hunger, it's out of just this emotion, out of this feeling that we want to eat, not that we need to eat. So for example, if you are walking through the mall and you smell those bomb Auntie Anne pretzels, you're like, I want some pretzels right now. Or if you are driving down the street and you see the Golden Arches, you're like, dang, some chicken nuggets sound good right now. Or an adult Happy Meal. And then you pull in and then you go get it. Or you're at the grocery store and you didn't eat all day, you start buying all the chips, all the processed foods, the breads and all that stuff, the ones that you can just go home and just have right away, right? Instead of grabbing your lean meats and having to cook, you're so hungry that you're just gonna go after what's the most convenient for you. And this is all an environmental thing versus a actual physiological hunger thing. Other ways that you will fall into the trap of emotional eating is if you're stressed out from work, then you go out to the bar with your buddies afterward to drown out all your sorrows. Or if you just had a bad breakup or a loss of a friend, then you go home and you're eating tubs and tubs of ice cream. You are allowing your feelings to dictate what type of food you're having and how much you're having, which is too much, which is causing you to stay on this perpetual cycle of losing the weight, gaining the weight, losing the weight, gaining the weight, because now you are just all up in your feelings and you are at the beck and call of your body versus you telling your body what's up and disciplining it. Another thing to call out is a sedentary lifestyle where you're just not active. because of you working a 9 to 5 job, you're just sitting all day long, not getting any movement in. And because you're so tired at the end of the day, you just go home and just want to veg on the couch, watch your Netflix or ESPN, sports, whatever it is, and you are just not moving. I associated that type of lifestyle with that old person that I was, which was the chubby little kid on the beach. Chubby little kids, they aren't active, right? They just do those things and they just eat their feelings. Because of that identity, I would just follow through with those actions and those behaviors. So no matter what 3-month kick I was on of like insanity or P90X or just going to the gym, after those 3 months of losing the weight, I would just go back to that old man and those behaviors because I was lazy, right? And that's what would bring on the pounds back. And lastly, I believe those deceitful desires are a form of ignorance. You are not taking personal responsibility over your body. I'm just gonna be real, bro. You may be blaming everything else besides yourself in regards to this. And this is why it's so important to have the Lord help you search your heart, your mind, your past experience, so that you heal from those experiences. And now you are no longer having those chains on you, but you're breaking them. And now you can be in this place of taking responsibility. So instead of blaming like, hey, my family and friends, they always want to eat out all the time. Or, hey, the gym is too expensive, or the gym is too far, or I don't have any time at the end of the day to work out or do these things. These are all excuses because you are not taking responsibility. And I'm not saying you have to go extreme working out 6 days a week or any of that, but you can take small steps in order to move forward. It could be just as tiny as getting 10, ideally, minutes of walking in, and that could gradually move to 60 minutes of walking in a day, to 80, which would be like 8,000 steps. It doesn't have to be 10,000, but you could break them up into 10-minute increments. But if you did that, your body composition will change and you will start moving into a more active lifestyle, which will help you keep off the weight that you are desiring to lose. So lastly, habits follow your beliefs, your values, and your identity. So when you start envisioning that lighter version, that healthy and fit version of yourself, because of that's who you are, you start to align your behaviors to it. So if you are like going to the store, you would ask yourself, would a healthy person do this? Would a healthy person have the triple quarter-pound cheeseburger or a more lean chicken? Or will the healthy version of myself take the elevator or stairs to the office? These little things, these questions that you would align with your future version of yourself, the one that you envision, will help you stick with those behaviors that will get you to the place that you want to be, the healthy version of yourself. And that's really the reason why it's so hard for people to stick with these behaviors for the long term, because it hasn't become a part of who they are. It hasn't been ingrained in their psyche. It hasn't been in their mind, in their heart long enough for them to actually follow through, where it's now subconscious or unconscious that you're just naturally getting these disciplined behaviors checked off. James Clear, the author of Atomic Habits, paints it really, really well when he gives the example of two different people who are trying to quit smoking. One person is offered a cigarette and their response is, no thank you, I'm trying to quit. The other person gets offered a cigarette and they say, no thank you, I don't smoke. You see how powerful the other person who is no longer identifying themselves as a smoker will be? Their chances of them not relapsing and going back to smoking are much higher because it's a part of their identity. So I encourage you to adopt the identity, the new man, that you are a healthy and fit person. Visualize that, embody it, and your behaviors, the things that you do on a day-to-day basis, though they may be small at first, they'll snowball and end up being this big thing that transforms your life. So to recap, first, assess any bitterness, unforgiveness that you have around your body and yourself. And this could be the things that people have said about you, most likely. So ask the Lord if there's these things that you need to let go. The second thing is to envision your new identity. Put on the new man, the fit and healthy version of you. And lastly, realize that your habits, the things that you do on a day-to-day basis, is aligned with what you value, what you believe, and your identity of who you are. So when all these three things are aligned, then you will end the cycle of yo-yo dieting. And if you have any questions or just want to chat about your journey and go back and forth, send me a DM on Instagram at MickHolistic. I would love to connect and chat with you. Subscribe to the channel for more videos similar to this. And until the next one, y'all, peace.